Senator Roberts.
President. As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia, I want to relate my travels through the Flinders catchment area, which is the fourth biggest river flow in Queensland. Rich soil, vast grassy plains with no trees, water, abundant water, regular water, yet untapped. The potential is being wasted. I felt excited, supportive and encouraged with the people I met in North Queensland, and inspired. But I also felt worried and disappointed because of the atrocious state and federal governance that's cruelling that area. My needs in the people were met entirely. Commitment, competence, dedication, matched sadly on the other side of the scale by the inability of the state and federal government to meet their needs for support and good governance. We went to look firstly at the Bradfield scheme to do our due diligence. We've done it in the Murray-Darling Basin. Now we are doing it in the Flinders, because the Bradfield scheme is a visionary scheme to turn the waters that are flowing and wasted to the east, to the west and into the Thomson River. So we wanted to look at the Murray-Darling Basin catchment, which we have, and also at the Flinders. And this was a chance to see the Bradfield scheme source and then to go up across the Flinders. What we saw flying up the coast was naturally wet area in the tropics. On the coast, Ingham, Tully. Then we swung west over the Tully Mill Stream, and then we went all the way down the Bradfield River, the Burdekin River, to the Burdekin Falls Dam. And then we turned west and went back across the Flinders catchment area, through Charters Towers, Hewenden, Richmond, Julia Creek, Cloncurry, touched down in Cloncurry to fuel. Then we went north to Normanton, huge, vast plains, and then back southwest to Townsville, where we started. And then we spent a week driving on the ground, listening to people, getting the lay of the land and the lay of the people. What impressed us was the locals with vision, real vision, complemented by their energy, their knowledge, their competence and their practicality. Very inspiring, as I've already said, and plenty of water. They all said, we don't need the Bradfield scheme water here. Let it go to the Thomson as the original visionary plan from Bradfield suggested. In particular, I was impressed with the Richmond Council and John Wharton, I think Queensland's longest serving mayor, 25 years if memory is correct, and his very young but very competent CEO, Peter Bennett. They have a plan and a project that the locals are on board with called the Richmond Agricultural Project, and it's very simple. No dams, just divert water into 8,000 hectares of irrigatable and rich, fertile soil. And with the agricultural production comes the people. And with people come the services. Instead of Richmond bobbing around 900 people, can get it back up to 3,000, maybe even 8,000 people. A really vibrant area in the north to be recreated. We also visited Hewenden. The same recipe is being followed. Water captured, not in a dam, but in weirs diverted into storage areas, or underground water. And we saw Jane McNamara leading her team there, and Darryl Buckingham, who's had experience in the Murray-Darling Basin and who's transferring it to the north. We also visited HIPCO, Hewenden Irrigation Project Corporation, with Shane McCarthy, and council-sponsored projects there, as I said, same recipe. Then we went to Julia Creek on the ground, and we went to Etta Plains, where we saw a very dynamic young Lucas Findlay from Findlay Farms, escaping the Murray-Darling Basin and the devastation of the regulations down there and the bureaucracy and the poor governance in the south, and seeing something fresh. I could go on, but time will catch me here. What they're all waiting for is good governance that the state government and the federal government are not providing. The state government won't allocate water allocations. They can't do anything without that. And ironically, the state government talks about capturing carbon dioxide, which the evidence shows is not necessary, but crops absorb carbon dioxide. Dams create crops that will absorb carbon dioxide. So if they're a fair income, they do it. Ironically, the challenges up north are land tenure, water and energy. And while they're looking for that up north, and have it in abundance, they can't use it because the same policies are destroying governance in the south.